The Storm Between Us by Vosotros, narrated by Erico Baloco. Chapter 3. Michael. I felt light, similar to a leaf blown by the wind, like a feather falling from the wing of a bird. I didn't know, but I felt serene and I couldn't care less even if they told me that I was found unconscious near the cafe. All I knew was that I was at peace. It was bizarre, though. Just yesterday, I couldn't even stand straight without pouring my heart out. I would just cry in my room from morning until night, asking myself what wrong I had done. I couldn't accept that Charm would let me go just like that. And all I could think of was, how could I get her back? But what was that just now? I told her that I didn't love her anymore, that I had already moved on, and it felt true. I couldn't feel anything for her. She was still the same girl that I used to love. Dark doe eyes, oval shape, high cheekbones, and faint pink lips. Still very pretty, but I felt no attraction towards her. I could even remember everything, both the relationship and the pain, but they were all just that, memories. Why was there no pain? Was it because I fainted? Did I hit my head on the pavement and somehow forget all my feelings? Maybe. I had no way of knowing, but it didn't matter anymore. What was important was that Charm and I could now move forward with our lives. She decided to break us up, and good thing that I was able to recover from that. I stayed in the hospital for the night to be further monitored. Good thing that it fell on Friday, which meant that there was no school tomorrow. The afternoon of the following day, after seeing that my condition had not worsened, the doctor already gave her a go signal for me to be released. My uncle, who was my mom's brother, and Jake came to fetch me. After uncle had paid the bills, we went straight to his house, which became my residence while I was studying in uni. I stayed in my room for the rest of the day. I was supposed to do that for the whole weekend until I remembered that I would meet a potential buyer of a second-hand laptop that my classmate asked me to sell. We agreed to meet at a fast food chain on Sunday afternoon. Since I already feeling well, I decided to meet him and attend the mass after. But just before I went out of my uncle's house, my day had already been ruined. I saw Nathan, my twin brother. "Aren't you supposed to be resting?" he asked as I came down the stairs. He was at the sala, which was on the left side, and his books were sprawled all over the table with papers that looked like they were filled out with illustrations and computations. I went straight to the kitchen, which was on the right side, to fill up my water bottle. "It's none of your business," I muttered. Then I heard him click his pen. Our gazes met. We didn't look like each other. He inherited all the good features of our parents: piercing eyes from mom and chiseled face from our late dad. He was also talented compared to me, being a good basketball player and a decent violinist. I looked away and put my water bottle into the side compartment of my bag. "If you say so," Nathan replied. "Just don't play me if mom nags you again about your ACADS." "And what's so new about that?" I quipped as I put my backpack on. "I'm sure she'll call again later and lament endlessly how I am not a better son like you." Nathan sneered. "Is it my fault, Mike? If you only you can get your act together, then you wouldn't be a shame to our family." I clenched my fists. "Why don't you just focus on your contest instead?" I suggested as I walked out of the house. But even though I had already left Nathan behind, I could still imagine his face jeering at me. I shook my head. I should not let him get to me. After walking for 10 minutes, I reached my destination. I was the first one to arrive, so I took a table for two at the far corner of the resto. After around 15 minutes, the potential buyer arrived. We shook hands and ordered our meal. We chatted while eating, and he told me that he was in his early 30s, newlywed, and was working for a call center in Makati. After clearing our table, I took out the laptop from my bag. From the get go, I could already see that he was really interested. Who wouldn't be? It was the latest Toshiba satellite with 512 megabytes of RAM and 40 gigabytes of hard drive, the largest storage and the fastest laptop in the country right now. Though secondhand, it was barely used by my classmate. The plastic cover of the screen was still attached. I explained to him the specs. After discussing the price, he asked if I could give him a minute so that he could call his wife. I nodded, and he stepped out. By the way he looked at the laptop and his urge to call his wife, maybe to haggle about their budget, I already knew that I was at the verge of making a sale. And this would provide me a good profit, as the selling price of my classmate was actually much lower. She didn't care about the money anyway. All she wanted was to dispose his laptop immediately. However, even though earnings were on the way, I couldn't bring myself to feel excited. I kept looking at my watch. We had only been talking for the past half an hour, but I felt like I had been sitting here for ages. The potential buyer returned, and he confirmed to buy the laptop. We agreed to meet at the bank the following day so that he could deposit the money to my account and I could give him the gadget right after that. We shook hands again, and he went on his way. But before he left, he asked, "Are you all right?" I looked at him. Yeah, I'm good. Why do you ask? He smiled at me. I see. I just asked because for someone who just closed a deal, you don't look that happy. For the next few days, I still attended gatherings and met prospects. Despite the fun of these meetings, I couldn't take my mind off the comment of the laptop buyer. Because now I was sure that there was something off with me. Usually, I would get pumped up whenever I knew that I was going to make a sale. I would feel anxious and eager to close the deal. But that day, even though the sale was already in front of me, I wasn't thrilled. Honestly, I was even kind of bored, as if having a sale didn't matter to me anymore. I sighed as I sat on my bed. The white walls of my small room were looming over me as I tried to think of what happened to me. How come, in just a snap, I lost my interest? Was it because of what Nathan had said? No, I don't think so. Even before Nathan had been adamant that I should quit this trading gig, and yet I continue with the same passion. But if not that, then why? I looked at my bedside cabinet, and from its second drawer I pulled out my passbook. 186,345 pesos and 29 cents. In less than a year, I was able to save a substantial amount. But why was I doing this anyway? To save money so that Charm would be proud of me. It was because of her that I started this trading gig. I might not be as intelligent as her or Nathan, but I wanted to prove to her that I could give her a good life. That one day, I would be worthy to be her partner, her equal. However, now that Charm and I had broken up, there was no more need for that. But should I stop just because we had split up? Though the numbers in my passbook seems to tell me otherwise. I couldn't deny that this trading gig had cost me my two subjects last semester. I was too focused on selling and saving money that I had no time to study. Not to mention that mom was also against this side hustle. Many times she told me that she was not spending a huge sum of money for my education so that I could become a salesman. Maybe I should just really give it up. But I'm good at trading. How can I stop something that I do so well? I covered my face with my hands. What should I do?